Do you ever feel like your brain is running like your computer having 20 tabs open at once? You're juggling meetings, family responsibilities, constant notifications, and in the middle of that, all your brain feels completely fried. You feel exhausted, you forget why you walked into a room, you read maybe emails but don't really remember the details, and you know you should be working out, you should be taking care of your health more, but there's just not enough time. Well, that is a limiting belief. There's always enough time, it's just a matter of how you allocate it. But here's the trick: you can also really change how you're utilizing that time with small little breaks. And if you really do brain-based exercises in between your workload, you can reset your nervous system really quickly. So when your brain feels scattered or overstimulated, it might not just because you're doing too much, even though I highly recommend to evaluate your schedule and schedule breaks, but also because your nervous system isn't probably not supported very well. So great news is you don't need to do like an hour workout in the gym. You don't need to spend half an hour meditation. You can do 2 minute quick little exercises throughout the day that will help you. And in this video, I'm going to show you 5 powerful brain-based exercises that you can just do within a few minutes, few times a day, in between Zoom calls, or while you're standing at your desk even, or sitting at your desk, and they help reboot your brain, sharpen your focus, and regulate your emotions, and create really that sustainable high performance that you're looking for. Welcome, I'm Heike Fallon. I'm a personal high performance coach and a neurosports therapist, and I help my clients sustain for a long term with a brain-based approach. Before we dive in, I want to emphasize one really important fact. These aren't your average productivity hacks. What I'm going to show you today are applied neuroscience technique that I've taught top performers, executives, athletes actually, and other leaders who are short on time but serious about feeling and functioning better. They want to really feel healthier, and again, it's a holistic approach you need, but these things are really vital to impact, manage your stress and energy. So each of these exercises are grounded in a way the brain actually functions. So how it processes input, sensory input particularly, how it regulates stress, and how it drives really your behavior. So if you ever try to push through the afternoon, maybe that brain fog, maybe that overwhelm with more coffee, and you think you need more willpower, this might be your thing. So I invite you to try this, to do smarter, short breaks that are effective and that really activate or calm your nervous system down depending on what you need. So are you ready? We're going to start with the first exercise. It's called Smooth Pursue. But before we do, I'd like you to first do a quick little assessment. So, because we want to see what exercise works really well for you. We're not all the same, and it's not one size fits all, and so you might want to see which exercise works well for you. I like personally a rotational assessment, so I have my feet flat on the ground. I'm going to put my arms out in front, and I'm going to just rotate, and I'm going to do that a few times. And as you can see, yes, I'm rotating with every joint. So my hips, my knees, everything is rotating. I'm not swinging, I'm just slowly rotating. Okay, so you can do it with me. The feet stay flat on the floor at this point. So now you're going to do one more time, and you're going to look over your thumbs to where the wall or whatever you got there. So I have a bookcase here. So I'm going to remember, okay, I'm at that book, and if I rotate this way, there's a door, so I remember how far I got as far as to the door. I'm actually pretty stiff right now. So the key is that you assess before, then we're going to do an exercise, and then you're going to reassess. And if you get more range of motion, this exercise may have been a very good exercise for your brain because it actually reduces the threat response from the brain. If you have less range of motion than before, that might actually create a threat response, and that exercise may not be the best to start with. And if you have the same range of motion, that's fine at this point. So that means you can still do these exercises. And they work great for you as a break. So let's get started. Make sure you know where you're at. So I'm rotating. I remember how far I was able to rotate. So for the first one, all you need is your thumb, and you're going to stand nice and tall. Make sure your head is not moving, so you don't want to move your head. And what we're doing is a eye tracking. So I like you to put your thumb out in front, and you're going to move the thumb to the side and to the other side. Don't have to go too wide because you want to go both sides the same way. So now your eyes are tracking your thumb. So you go side to side. Make sure you keep breathing, you're relaxed. And let's reassess. And I got a whole lot more range of motion, so currently this exercise is very good for my system. So I started with this eye exercise because the visual system really takes up the most real estate in your brain, more than any other sensory system. And when your visual system is strained from like sitting in front of the computer, screen time, it can lead to really fatigue, poor posture, decreased focus, and really, dysregulate your emotions. So the abilities for the eyes to smoothly track an object is really a core function of the brain. So it activates the frontal eye field, but it also the cerebellum, that's in charge also for coordination, and the brainstem. And all these are key areas that impact your attention, coordination, and emotional control. So when these systems are overloaded or undertrained, you may feel mentally foggy, maybe also more anxious. So visual exercise should really be part of your daily routine. Do these 1 to 2 times throughout the day. Few repetitions, I usually like 10. You can also go vertical, up and down. You can also go the diagonals. If you assess less range of motion, you might want to do it seated or possibly lying down. So that may be your way to go. For me, that was definitely a great exercise. So you're literally, believe it or not, strengthening the muscles that move your eyes. Yes, there's muscles, so it is a vital thing. I can't stress it enough. The next exercise is called diaphragmatic breathing with humming, and also a really, really vital exercise because, we're breathing all the time anyways. It's a built-in tool, and we're not utilizing enough. We're usually breathing too frequently, too much, and if we really practice good breathing, it can help us to regulate our stress and our energy management. And it's not a general deep breathing, right? Because we're going to combine it actually with the humming. So it's actually double activation, so to speak, of the vagus nerve. We're activating the vagus nerve, which is a cranial nerve and a big part of our parasympathetic system. So our calm, rest, and digest. And very, very important, even connects to our gut, so it can have an impact on gut function as well. And so that's just from the breathing, from diaphragmatic breathing. But the humming, in addition from the vibration, also activates the vagus nerve. So it's a really powerful drill to do. Again, really great to activate the vagus nerve. The result is usually your cortisol levels. Again, has an impact on gut function, so might improve your digestion. Definitely helps you to calm down and be more focused. And to get started, again, you want to do a quick range of motion assessment. Let's see where you're at. I'm still at where I was. And we're going to just start first practicing good diaphragmatic breathing. Diaphragmatic breathing is really a 3D breathing, I call it, because you want to expand all the way around, not just your belly out in front, but also really the sides and a little bit in the back. So first thing is that you want to think of your shoulders stay relaxed and you're not really using the chest. So let's first just put, you can put the hands just on the lower ribs here, or one in front and one in back. And inhale and exhale. So when you inhale, try feeling your hands coming out. So inhaling through the nose. I'm exhaling right now through the mouth. But when we hum, we're going to exhale actually through the nose. So I just want you to first practice really well expanding here. Good. Now we're going to combine that with a humming during the exhale. Inhale. Hopefully you had a great melody. You should be able to do this without having to gasp for air. So you got to really coordinate your exhalation as you're humming. Let's reassess. And definitely slightly better for me. See if this one worked for you. You might actually get more benefit just with the breathing and just the humming. You can assess that separately as well, or you combine that both together. The third exercise I'm sharing is called hand map tracing for the sensory motor cortex activation, and not to confuse with the hand following breathing exercise. So this exercise looks pretty simple, but is a very powerful exercise for grounding and your attention, to improve focus and enhancing really fine motor coordination. So really fantastic drill. And because we're actually following the hand and touching the finger here, the hands occupy actually a huge portion of the brain's sensory motor map. So touch on the hand gets a lot of activation in the brain, and when you stimulate these areas intentionally, it brings your brain attention back to the present moment better, and reboost really your executive functions as well. So the way this works is we're going to have just one hand facing you, so palm facing you. Going to use your index finger of the opposite hand, and you slowly trace the outline of each finger very slowly. I do not want you to breathe in a particular rhythm with it. Just keep breathing calm and just naturally how you breathe. But what I would like you to do is pay really close attention on the sensation of your skin. Feel the touch on your own skin. You might close your eyes and slowly follow the finger. Don't go too fast, keep it slow. See if there's any difference, make sure you keep breathing. Good, then you're gonna change to the other hand, and here comes in definitely a little more coordination because you're now using your left hand. So if you're right-handed, this might feel a little more challenging. So again, we're going to follow very slowly the outline of the finger. Again, you may close your eyes to really put full attention into feeling how the finger traces along. Pay attention where you can feel it stronger or less strong. Maybe some areas tickle a little bit. Awesome. So let's actually reassess. So that even increased for me a little bit minor, but a little bit here and there, but I can feel I'm actually more calm and feel a little bit more relaxed after doing this exercise. So again, this is an incredible grounding tool, especially also if you're feeling stressed or if you feel like you're overthinking, thoughts are going just crazy, spiraling, and you struggle to reset in between tasks. This can be a really, really quick reset drill. Again, it helps also improve your tactile awareness. It strengthens the neural loops between your brain and your hand, which is really essential also for if you're writing and typing. And yeah, great tool. Give it a try. Next one is called the posterior chain wake up exercise. For here, we're actually gonna tap on the glutes and march. And this is really a great exercise to energize again, get your body and brain going again, and particularly the posterior chain. So from sitting a lot, your glutes, hamstrings, back might be tight, and your posterior chain doesn't get enough activation. Now for this, you do have to stand up, because we're going to do a marching and a tapping on our glutes, and by that we're actually stimulating the sensory receptors in the glutes and hips and kind of reconnect again the brain to the body, activate that, and it can really help to energize, but also to help improve your posture and confidence and mental performance. So know where your range of motion was. And what we're going to first do is just start tapping on the glutes. So just on your buttocks. And do that with the, you can hear I'm doing a good amount also on the hips and on the buttocks. Because you want to do this at least for 30 seconds. You might actually go also on your back. And then we're going to start walking. Make sure you keep breathing nice and calm. And then we're going to raise the knees up a little bit. And then you can tap on the back of the hamstring here, on the back of your leg, on the hamstring. It's a little bit of coordination as well. Keep going. Good. One more time on the glutes, going down the hamstrings. Okay. And find your spot again. You want to stand on the same spot to reassess. Here we go. Definitely lighter for me, not as much range of motion as far as increasing, but definitely lighter. It's easier to rotate there, so that is also a positive sign as far as the brain, how the brain responds to this input that we gave it just now with this exercise. So also check in, see how you feel right now, right? Do you feel more awake, more upright, more alert? It definitely also boosts your blood flow and helps you, re-engage neural pathways that will also help your cognitive, not just your physical, but also cognitive performance. With that said, last exercise, number 5, it's the eye switches, also called saccade, and it's one of my favorite one as well. Yes, we got the eyes involved again. great for emotional regulation and decision making. So again, the brain processes visual information bilaterally, and by doing these eye switches, we actually have both hemispheres of the brain working together, and it can help our thinking. Now, it's shown to improve, emotional processing, actually helps memory and your cognitive flexibility. And it's a fast way to create a mental spaciousness, essentially, when you're stressed and overstimulated. So how we do, again, make sure you know where your assessment was, right? Stand tall, tall spine, feet on the ground, knees are always soft. You might do it also seated. You can pick two targets on the, on a picture, or if you're in front of a computer screen, you can use those. I'm going to use my hands right now. I'm going to hold my fingers up at eye level. And what we're going to do is, without moving your head, you're going to look at one finger, switch, 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 switch. Goal is not to move your head, but switch the eyes. Good. You may also do vertical or diagonal, but let's first reassess. All right, for me, about the same. This simple visual exercise, so this saccade or eye switches, really can help to activate left and right brain activity at the same time, and it can help to calm down, gain more clarity. So it's a fantastic exercise. So let's do a quick recap. So we had 5 exercises. A smooth pursuit sharpens really focus and helps with visual tracking. We had the diaphragmatic breathing with the humming that really helps calm the nervous system down, regulate stress, and helps you in general to calm down more. We had the hand mapping tracing, so it helps with more attention and helps your connection from brain to hand. Then we had the posterior chain wake up, so the tapping, right, restores posture after long sitting. And we have the saccades, which enhance your emotional regulation and cognitive ability. So here's the thing, you don't need to do these, for hours and hours, but you do need to do them consistently, a few minutes a day throughout the day, and it will have a profound impact when you keep that consistency. Remember, your brain needs just better input. So scrolling during your break, or not doing anything that is activating the brain specifically, may just drain you more, and the coffee isn't going to help. So if you want better performance, use a brain-based approach. And below are more information if you want to learn more of those kind of things. But thank you for staying to the end and really honing in not just your performance, but also your health from the inside out. And I'll see you in the next episode.